Jason believed he had found the perfect passive income business. A room filled with machines that washed clothes, collected payments, and worked 24 hours a day. Customers would do the labor themselves. No inventory to restock, no products that could expire, no employees standing behind a counter, just rows of washers and dryers quietly generating money. At least that was how the opportunity was advertised. 1 month later, Jason's laundromat had generated $18,000 in revenue. But after paying the building, the utility companies, the repair technician, the cleaners, and the bank, Jason kept far less than he expected. And the business required much more attention than the word passive suggested. So, can a laundromat really create effortless income? Or is it another operating business disguised as an investment? Jason first discovered the opportunity while watching a video about a laundromat owner collecting hundreds of coins from his machines. The numbers looked impressive. A customer might pay $5 to use a washing machine, then another $4 to use a dryer. If 50 customers visited every day, the revenue could quickly exceed $13,000 per month. A larger store could generate even more. Jason imagined sitting at home while the machines handled every transaction. He would visit once or twice each week, collect the money, and watch his bank account grow. Then he found an existing laundromat for sale. The owner claimed the store generated approximately $18,000 in monthly revenue. The asking price was $180,000. Jason did not have enough cash to purchase it outright. He used $60,000 of his savings as a down payment and borrowed the rest. The store contained 24 washing machines and 20 dryers. It already had customers, security cameras, payment terminals, folding tables, and vending machines for detergent. To Jason, it looked like a complete business. But the first question was not how much money the laundromat collected. It was how much money remained after every expense was paid. The monthly rent was $4,500. That immediately reduced the $18,000 to $13,500. The laundromat also consumed enormous amounts of water, gas, and electricity. Every wash cycle required water. Every dryer required heat. The lights, ventilation system, security cameras, payment terminals, and water heaters operated for hours each day. During Jason's first month, the combined utility bill reached $4,800. Now only $8,700 remained. And utility costs were not completely predictable. A colder month could increase the cost of heating water. A price increase from the utility company could reduce Jason's profit without creating a single additional customer. Jason could raise the prices of the machines, but customers could easily compare his prices with another laundromat nearby. The machines generated revenue only when customers chose to use them, and customers cared about more than price. They wanted clean machines. They wanted hot dryers. They wanted working payment systems. They wanted enough carts and folding tables. Most importantly, they wanted their clothes returned without damage. During Jason's first week, a customer opened a washing machine and discovered water still inside the drum. Another machine accepted payment but refused to start. One dryer rotated normally but produced almost no heat. Jason refunded the customers and called a technician. The technician replaced a pump, repaired a payment reader, and cleaned a blocked dryer vent. The total bill was $900. 3 days later, another washer began leaking. Laundromat equipment is designed for heavy use, but heavy use also creates heavy wear. Doors break, belts loosen, bearings fail, drain lines become blocked, payment systems stop responding, and dryers collect lint that can reduce efficiency or create a fire risk. A broken machine does not merely create a repair bill, it also stops producing revenue. If the machine remains broken for several days, customers may assume the entire store is poorly maintained. Some may leave and never return. Jason set aside $1,200 each month for maintenance and future equipment replacement. But replacing a commercial washing machine could cost thousands of dollars. Replacing several machines at the same time could erase months of profit. The machines were not permanent assets. They were expensive equipment slowly wearing out with every cycle. Jason soon discovered another hidden cost. The laundromat could not remain clean by itself. Customers dropped dryer sheets on the floor. Detergent spilled across the machines, trash cans filled with cups, food packaging, and lint. The bathroom required cleaning. The folding tables needed to be wiped, and someone had to remove abandoned clothing. Jason could perform these tasks himself. But that would turn his passive investment into a daily cleaning job. Instead, he hired a part-time attendant and a cleaning service. Together, they cost approximately $1,600 per month. Now Jason had to manage people as well as machines. If the attendant arrived late, the store remained dirty. If cleaning supplies ran out, Jason had to purchase more. If a customer needed help, someone had to answer the phone. The business operated without a cashier. It did not operate without responsibility. Security created another problem. The store remained open late because many customers could only wash their clothes after work. But an unattended building containing payment terminals and expensive equipment could attract theft and vandalism. One evening, someone forced open the detergent vending machine. Another customer damaged a dryer door by overloading it. Jason reviewed security footage, contacted the police, arranged repairs, and temporarily closed part of the store. Insurance covered some serious losses, but insurance also required monthly payments, deductibles, documentation, and time. Jason spent another $500 each month on insurance, permits, software, internet service, accounting, and other administrative costs. The $18,000 of revenue was continuing to shrink. $4,500 went to rent. $4,800 went to utilities. $1,200 was reserved for maintenance. $1,600 paid for cleaning and part-time labor. $600 covered detergent supplies and payment processing fees. $500 paid for insurance and administration. That left approximately $4,800. But Jason had borrowed money to purchase the business. His loan payment was $3,500 per month. After paying the bank, only about $1,300 remained before taxes. Jason had invested $60,000 of his savings. He had also accepted responsibility for a large loan and dozens of aging machines. In return, his first month produced only $1,300 of cash flow. The laundromat had generated $18,000. Jason had kept less than 8% of it, and even that result could disappear if a major machine failed. The original owner had not lied about the revenue, but revenue alone had hidden the condition of the business. Jason should have examined the utility bills. He should have inspected the machines with an experienced technician. He should have studied the lease. He should have verified customer traffic across different days and seasons. And he should have asked why the owner wanted to sell. A laundromat is connected to its location. Jason could not easily move 44 commercial machines if the rent increased. He depended on the landlord, the plumbing system, the electrical capacity, parking availability, neighborhood safety, and nearby population. The lease was almost as important as the machines. If Jason improved the store but lost the lease, much of the value he created could disappear. Location also determined demand. The strongest laundromats were often found in areas with many renters, limited access to in-unit laundry, and enough population density to support frequent visits. A beautiful laundromat surrounded by homes with private washers could remain empty. A smaller store in the right neighborhood could outperform it. Jason began studying customer behavior. Saturday and Sunday were the busiest days. Large machines generated more revenue because families brought blankets and several bags of clothing. Some customers chose the laundromat because their apartment had no washing machine. Others owned a washer but needed large commercial machines for oversized items. Cleanliness and reliability encouraged repeat visits. A bright, safe store could charge slightly more than a neglected competitor. Jason realized that the business was not simply renting machines by the cycle, it was selling convenience, time, safety, and trust. He began making improvements. He repaired broken lights. He added clearer instructions. He increased the cleaning schedule. He monitored which machines were used most often. He adjusted prices carefully instead of increasing every machine at once. He also installed a system that allowed him to view machine activity remotely. Technology reduced some of the work. It alerted him when machines stopped responding. It showed sales without requiring him to count coins. It allowed customers to pay digitally. but the technology created new fees. And it did not clean the floor, repair a pump, or calm an angry customer. Automation helped Jason operate the business. It did not eliminate the need for an operator. Over time, customer satisfaction improved. Monthly revenue increased from $18,000 to $20,000. But Jason did not treat the additional $2,000 as guaranteed profit. Higher usage increased water, gas, electricity, and machine wear. Some costs remained fixed. Others grew with every sale. This distinction changed how Jason evaluated the business. Rent was mostly fixed. The loan payment was fixed. Insurance was mostly fixed. But utilities, payment fees, cleaning needs, and repairs were connected to customer activity. More revenue was valuable only when the additional cycles produced enough margin after those costs. Jason calculated how much each machine earned. He compared that number with its water consumption, energy use, and repair history. One old washer generated regular sales but required frequent repairs and used too much water. Replacing it would require a large investment, but keeping it would create continuing costs. This was the real economics of the laundromat. Every machine was both a source of revenue and a future liability. Eventually, Jason understood why some laundromats produced excellent returns while others slowly consumed their owner's money. A laundromat could work when the location had reliable demand. The lease needed enough time and protection to justify expensive improvements. The machines needed to be efficient, dependable, and appropriate for the customers. The store needed to remain clean and safe. Prices needed to cover utilities, repairs, labor, financing, and future replacement costs. And the owner needed enough cash to survive unexpected problems. The opportunity was not ideal for someone using all their savings for the down payment. It was not ideal for someone who evaluated the business using revenue alone. And it was not ideal for someone expecting the machines to manage themselves. The business could become less demanding after reliable systems were created. Jason could hire attendants. He could use remote monitoring. He could schedule preventive maintenance. He could create automatic reports and clear cleaning procedures. But every layer of convenience reduced profit. The owner could save time by spending money, or save money by spending time. The work never disappeared. It simply moved to someone else. By the end of the year, Jason had built a more stable laundromat. It produced useful income, but it was not the effortless cash machine he originally imagined. His biggest mistake was not purchasing a laundromat. It was assuming that a self-service business was the same as a passive investment. The customers operated the machines. Jason still had to operate the business. A successful laundromat is built on location, lease terms, equipment condition, utility efficiency, cleanliness, customer trust, and discipline management. The washers may run automatically. The dryers may collect payments without a cashier, but the profit appears only after someone controls everything happening behind them. Whenever a business is advertised as passive income, do not ask only how much revenue it generates. Ask how much capital it requires. Ask which expenses increase with every sale. Ask which assets are slowly wearing out. And ask who handles the problems when the machines stop working. Because sometimes the customers do all the washing, but the owner still carries the load. Subscribe to Financial Tycoon for more animated stories about business, money, and the hidden costs nobody shows you.